INFJ insecurities may be hard to spot, as INFJs are very good at hiding them, yet deep down inside, INFJs wrestle with a lot of deep-rooted insecurities that can leave them very vulnerable. Let's investigate 6 INFJ insecurities. We will count down to the most important insecurity at number 1, so be sure to watch all the way till the end so you don't miss out on the deepest INFJ insecurity of all. Number 6. INFJs become insecure about finding a suitable romantic partner. INFJs tend to want a romantic partner with morals, ethics, and character that matches their own high standards. As idealists, INFJs tend to be very set on finding the ideal romantic partner, the love of their life, the one with whom they'll have their devoted, enlightened love relationship that lasts a lifetime and beyond. Typically, INFJs need deep and meaningful romantic relationships. Superficial, casual relationships that seem to become more and more the norm in this day and age of rampant hookup culture against a backdrop of a divorce pandemic are the antithesis of that. Many INFJs may also have a history of toxic relationships where their kind heart was used and abused by troublesome partners, leaving INFJs disillusioned, embittered, and nihilistic. For most INFJs, it is therefore very hard to find a suitable romantic partner. As such, INFJs tend to become increasingly insecure with the years around being able to find a potential romantic partner where the dating game of musical chairs only leaves the bad options, or INFJs may start to doubt their soulmate even exists. Number 5. INFJs become insecure about living up to their own high standards. INFJs tend to have high standards for almost everything in life. At first this may seem snobbish, but the interesting part is that no one is being held against the INFJ's high standards more than the INFJ themselves. INFJs are constantly analyzing themselves and trying to improve. In an attempt to do so, they review their own participation in every social interaction, analyze the integrity of their character, monitor their adherence to their own goals to an excruciating degree. This relentless constructive self-criticism can make INFJs insecure in the long run when they obsess too much about holding themselves to their own high standards, because their highest standard is seen as just a baseline of good enough. A baseline, when met by the INFJ, isn't deserving of any particular praise or sense of accomplishment by the INFJ themselves. However, when this self-imposed baseline is not met, INFJs try to berate themselves into complying to their own set baseline of high standards. Insecurities like am I smart enough, social enough, interesting enough can be real imposter syndrome and perfectionistic aspects INFJs secretly struggle with on a daily basis. Despite the negative aspects of setting too high of a standard for oneself, setting skyscraping standards does seem to work in some ways for INFJs, because by living by the mantra shoot for the moon because even when you miss you'll land amongst the stars is secretly an INFJ's safeguard against total failure, even though they may not seem happy with their results. Number 4. INFJs become insecure about making money without selling their soul. The archetypal INFJ tends to be a creative, curious, and versatile being with lots to offer. If it were up to the INFJ, they would fully immerse in their creativity, curiosity, and growing versatility, powered by their insatiable hunger for learning. Unfortunately, when it comes to making money using their greatest gifts, INFJs can become insecure because it's still very challenging to consistently make sufficient money through creative endeavors today. Day jobs, 9-to-5s, or regular employment are still the most common way and quote-unquote safest way to make money in our Western societies at least. Tragically, the majority of INFJs just don't do well in a 9-to-5 job structure, since INFJs are very independent, creative, and critical thinkers that quietly clash with company hierarchies, authority, workplace policies, and their imposed obligations and restrictions. For a lot of INFJs, trading their time, energy, and freedom for ultimately a low wage, considering all that is sacrificed for it, is like selling their soul. Yet, it's a huge insecurity for a lot of INFJs how to create enough income otherwise, so a large amount of INFJs stay stuck in the rat race. Number 3. INFJs can become insecure about their life's purpose. It might sound strange to you that INFJs can be insecure about their life's purpose, because isn't the prototypical INFJ renowned for its idealism, which is reflected in their clear altruistic life goals? The answer is yes, but it can be hard for INFJs to exactly imagine what that life's purpose should be, especially when it has to be centered around an ideal. Many INFJs are insecure about their life's purpose because the pressure of their need for it to be idealistic, altruistic, and of huge significance may make it hard to imagine what their purpose in life actually should be. even when an INFJ does have a clear vision of their life's mission, it may very well be too big and seemingly impossible to attain, which may scare and overwhelm INFJs into paralysis, procrastination, and inaction. Number 2. INFJs become insecure about losing control. The INFJ is a personality type that prefers a lot of control in the form of being able to predict the future through advanced pattern recognition, knowing what everyone's feeling and needing, being able to create social harmony by making other people feel at ease, aka the social chameleon, which can be a lingering trauma survival skill to avoid conflict versus being a genuine expression of giving and caring, by the way, masking by hiding their strengths and weaknesses excessively from others to avoid criticism, strong need for privacy, their independence, self-reliance, a strong need for order and structure, and in some cases even avoiding intimacy and relationships out of fear of falling deeply in love and losing control of their intense emotions, risking being hurt again like with one of their first love relationships that were excruciating, which is a common fear for highly sensitive people, which INFJs tend to be, by the way. Since INFJs rely heavily upon introverted intuition, which is their dominant function that powers their future predictions, and INFJs are also very reliant on their extroverted feeling, which is their secondary function that powers their social awareness and social influence, INFJs can become insecure when one or more of the aforementioned forms of control within those introverted intuition and extroverted feeling domains start to slip to a significant degree. Number 1. INFJs become insecure about being seen for who they truly are. Being seen for who you truly are is scary for most people. INFJs may be particularly insecure about being seen for who they truly are because as the rarest personality type, their unconventional traits were seldom truly understood or accepted by others. Most likely an INFJ learned during their formative years that they needed to hide their authentic self to avoid criticism, ridicule, and invalidation. Sadly, when INFJs reach adulthood, they may very much be insecure around being seen for who they truly are, even among the people closest to them, and continue hiding many parts of themselves. Because to cope with the hurt of not being understood or validated during their childhood, INFJs may be used to always give attention but not receive it, become insecure around trying to articulate their internal chaos of thoughts and feelings, because who would have the time, patience, and willingness to understand? They won't understand the INFJ's needs anyway, like almost anyone before them, and think the INFJ is weird, a whiner, a loser, a hopeless romantic, too sensitive, too idealistic, a dreamer, unrealistic, naive, too soft. Being seen leaves INFJs open for scrutiny and opens up those old painful emotional wounds from the past again. So better to stay safe, hiding out in the open by masking, right? I'll end with a poem of one of the INFJ viewers of this channel. The Hollow. I'm the only Jew gay in this town. It's quite certain I can feel inutile to look for neither love nor caresses of a soulmate with sweet caresses. I'd be 1 year, yet another, separated from I know not what, still unconnected, desiring the impossible from the void who flees, to impede me a charge which gleams. Ah, cursed voyage of freedom and solitude, in a life rich and poor and too rude. INFJ insecurities can easily turn into full-blown fears if they weren't already. What are some of the INFJ's deepest fears? In the video on your screen right now, we'll get into 8 INFJ fears. Click on the thumbnail on your screen to follow me there, if you dare.